Okay guys, before I come back a little sooner than I thought, I'm going to make some coffee. I'm going to make a small fire, and I'm going to use my new ferro rod with magnesium along with Light My Fire pine stick. And I just need to make some coffee, and I figured I'd talk to you guys and give you a little overview of what Hanukkah is before we get the big fire going tonight. So grab your popcorn and your soda and enjoy. Oh, everything's just so wet out here. I'm hoping this works. Okay, I put some of those in my canteen, so I'll get them in there. Now we'll do some magnesium. Let's try it out. Here goes nothing. See if I can do this. Look at that. Wow, it lit. Yay. Woohoo. It helps when you got fat wood. Oh yeah. Okay guys, looks like we got the fire going pretty good. Gonna have me some Taster's Choice. So sometimes what helps to get your shavings that you're gonna make for your fire or use for your fire, if you have a canteen, a military canteen, is to put them in here and then you can pour them on something. It helps a lot. And I kind of did that with my piece of fat wood stick there. I don't recommend doing that with magnesium because you're going to be drinking out of this thing. So that's the only reason why I didn't do the magnesium. The magnesium actually went everywhere. But yeah, I'll go a little more water. Now let's get some coffee in us, guys, and I will sit down and we'll talk about Hanukkah. We're going to have some coffee. It's going directly on the fire. Okay. There we go. Okay guys, so I figured, you know, after I started making some videos, I kind of explained to you about me and my faith, and yeah, you guys get to know me a little better, and I kind of share with you guys about some things and where I'm at in my life. And so Hanukkah is the story of the Maccabees. And the Hanukkah story is only mentioned, well, the story's mentioned in the book of Maccabees, Maccabees 1 and I believe Maccabees 2, which are in our normal Bible canon. However, it does talk about the Feast of Dedication in one of the Gospels in the New Testament. And it talks about Yeshua who was walking along the temple during the Feast of Dedication. And that is, the Feast of Dedication is Hanukkah. So that's the only time it mentions it in the Gospel that I believe. But to understand the story and to know the story of Hanukkah, it's in the book of Maccabees and Maccabees 2, which are not in our normal Bible canon. So you'd have to get to Apocrypha to find the books of Maccabees, which they are real legit books. They were just taken out for a lot of reasons because of the enemy, and that's how the enemy works, deceive God's people, and people just taking the books out and decide they don't want them in there. And but they are legit books and they're real, and that's where the Hanukkah story is. And the Maccabees books are between the Old Testament and the New Testament. That's when the time period was. So long story short, Hanukkah is during a time in Israel when the Greeks came in and wanted to overthrow Israel. They wanted Israel to assimilate to the Greek gods, Hellenism, paganism basically. And they wanted Israel to forsake God's Torah, His commandments that He's given His people that are still for today. He wanted them to forsake them. Or the Greek God wanted Israel to forsake the Torah. And the Greek God, or the Greek ruler Atticus, I think is his name. He wanted the people to assimilate to him and his gods and his ways and his rules. And some of Israel rebelled against their God, which is the God I serve. And they did. And it was a pretty gruesome time. But there was this group called the Maccabees. And I believe they're from Judea. And they said, oh heck no. We ain't letting those Greeks come in here and change everything. There's no way. And they stayed faithful to their God. And they kept the Torah and the commandments, and they said, we will die. They literally said, we'll die. We're going to die to fight for our faith. We're not going to assimilate to the world. That's basically what the part of Israel was doing, was assimilating to the world, what the world does, and Hellenism and paganism. Well, the Maccabees, they rose up. They were a group out of Israel. They said,